Welcome. I hope you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the new videos. Our story begins with a young boy named Shunar, who is running while calling out for his mother. At the same time, the minister of the human kingdom is fighting against the legendary Khan tribe. There, the minister cuts off the chains that bound the dragon of the Khan tribe, and the dragon begins a fierce attack. But before he can finish, he sees his sister Ching arriving. Then, Sun takes a drop of his sister's blood and throws it at her brother, causing him to be seriously injured and his sword to fly out of his hand. His sister Ching tries to save him, but Sun casts a fire spell that binds her. Ching then swears that after 10 years, she will free the dragon of the kingdom. All of this is witnessed by Shunar, who attacks Sun, shouting that he will kill him for murdering his mother. But Sun stops his movements using magic, and the guards capture Shunar to be executed for attacking him. Then, Shunar's father, Li Shan, a member of the human race, arrives and begs for his son's life, saying, "Kill me instead if you want revenge." But Sun agrees to release Shunar only if he becomes his student and learns from him. Having no other choice, his father accepts. Later, we see Shunar as a grown man, still haunted by dreams of his mother and the day she was killed. That day happens to be the day of the crown prince's coronation. The prince is preparing for the ceremony, but tells his assistant that he's worried about Shunar. His assistant replies, "We have placed guards and secured the gates, everything is ready." Then, an idea suddenly comes to the prince's mind to disguise himself as a girl in order to attend the ceremony. The prince dresses up as a girl because he had made a bet with Shunar that he would arrive at the ceremony right on time. Indeed, the prince puts on women's clothing and leaves with his guards. However, it turns out that Shunar had the same idea and already knew what the prince was planning. With the help of his friend, Shunar successfully kidnaps the prince at the same time. The king is waiting for his son so that they can begin the coronation ceremony. But unexpectedly, he receives the shocking news that the prince has been kidnapped by Shunar, who is now known as the bearer of the kingdom's mark. The king becomes furious and says to Shunar's father, "Your son causes trouble every single day." His father then promises to bring the prince back and to punish his son. We then move to another kingdom, where we see Yulian flying in the sky before landing in front of the human city, accompanied by her master. Her master tells her that the time has come for her to return to the human city after 10 years, so that she can attend the academy and free the dragon of the kingdom. The master warns her that the dragon is extremely powerful, and once it awakens, he will no longer be able to help her. He then changes Yulian's appearance and removes the royal mark from her body so that she can enter the city without being recognized. He also warns her not to go near water while she is among humans. Otherwise, the royal mark will reappear and her secret will be exposed. Then she arrives at Tian City, where she stands in a long line to enter. While waiting, she notices several posters displaying a picture. It's the picture of Shunar, and an announcement declares that anyone who reports his whereabouts will receive a great reward. Yulian asks a man standing next to her who Shunar is. The man tells her that he is the bearer of the royal mark, powerful enough to defeat the legendary dragon at the same time. Shunar tells his companion to make sure the guards remain distracted while searching for the prince so that he can sneak out of the city unnoticed. He disguises himself as a dead person lying on a cart. We then return to Yulian, who is surprised to see a large magical mirror placed at the city gate. Everyone must pass through it to enter. The mirror can detect anyone from the Khan tribe. Yulian freezes, unsure what to do. The guard tells her she must go through it, but before she does, a man named Lingu rushes over, shouting, "My father has died. He caught a deadly plague. I must leave the city immediately to bury him." Taking advantage of the commotion, Yulian pretends to walk through the mirror, slipping past unnoticed. However, the guard isn't easily fooled. He orders her to go through the mirror again. Then Yulian notices Shunar's body moving slightly, and she realizes that he's not dead. She tells the guard, "This man isn't dead," but the guard is too afraid to go near him. Thinking that Shunar might be infected with the plague, Yulian steps closer to Shunar, removes the cloth covering his body, and then, she takes out the poster and places it in front of them. Everyone sees the picture matching Shunar's face, and the crowd immediately realizes that the man lying there is Shunar himself. At that moment, Ling starts running as fast as he can to escape, jumping onto his cart while the guards chase after him. Eventually, they cross the city gates, and Shunar prepares to fly away and escape. But suddenly, Sun appears. Using his magic, he stops Shunar and pulls him back into the city. Meanwhile, the prince has been buried underground, guarded by a man whom Shunar had ordered to keep watch. The prince shouts and threatens the man to release him, but the guard ignores him. When he hears the guards approaching, he panics and runs away, leaving the prince alone. After that, we see Shunar back at home, where his father beats him harshly for always trying to escape from the city. Shunar tells his father that he won't rest until he visits the place where his mother was killed to find out what really happened that day. Then Shunar climbs up to a high place where he encounters Sun, who tells him that he can't believe Shunar still remembers his mother even though he had already erased his past memories. Sun fears that those memories might cause him emotional pain, so he warns him not to try to remember everything in detail. After that, Shunar is ordered to take the academy entrance exam the next day. Since he's been running away from it every year, his father promises that this time, he will personally take him there. Shunar and Ling are locked inside the house, and Shunar tells Ling to find the girl who exposed him at the city gate. Then Fenji and Qing arrive, defeat the guards, and set them free. Meanwhile, Yulian finally enters the city, and we see her sitting in a restaurant full of young people who are also planning to take the academy entrance exam. The scene then shifts to the academy, where Chao, the daughter of Minister Cheng Shu, arrives with her younger sister Choying and their servants. When they enter, they find the place extremely crowded. Every table is taken except for one, where a young man is sitting alone. Chao walks over and sits next to him, then orders her servants to force him to leave. Her sister Choying tries to convince her to return home, but Chao refuses and keeps trying to make the man move. Then Princess Yun Shan walks in and tells Chao that her behavior is unworthy of her family's name. Chao becomes furious, and the two of them start arguing, which quickly turns into a magical duel as they unleash their powers against each other. At that moment, Yulian, also known as Yunin, arrives and sees what's happening, but she thinks it's just a performance. During the fight, Yun Shan manages to knock Chao to the ground. Then, Chao suddenly realizes that her spirit tool is missing and immediately accuses Yulian of stealing it. At that moment, Shunar steps in and tells Chao that he himself will capture Yulian and investigate the matter personally. However, Choying doesn't like how her sister is behaving. She tells her that accusing the girl without proof is wrong because stealing a spirit tool is not something that can be done easily. We then cut to Yulian, who is now being held by Shu and Aram. He has tied her up and threatens to release a swarm of bees on her unless she confesses where she hid the spirit tool. He then leaves, going downstairs to tell his friends what he did. But Ling tells him, what if she's allergic to bee stings? She could die. Shunar panics when he hears this and rushes back immediately. When he returns, he sees the bees attacking Yulian, so he quickly throws a cloth over her and jumps down to protect her. The bees end up stinging him instead, leaving him injured. Afterward, Yulian heads to the academy, where the students are already gathered for the entrance exam. As soon as she arrives, she sees Sun standing before her, and memories of her dying sister Chang suddenly flash through her mind. Then, the master or minister says, evening has come, surprised to see her there. It is revealed that the 10-year period given to the Khan tribe has now ended. Sun's assistant then announces the start of the exam, saying, you must train to protect the city when the Khan tribe attacks. Anyone who obtains a first-rank card will gain free access throughout the academy and will be allowed to discover the location of the legendary dragon. The exam begins, and the students battle each other fiercely, each trying to display their power and skill. Meanwhile, Shunar is still asleep at home, until his father drags him out of bed and forces him to go to the academy. After the exam ends, 20 students are declared winners. Among them is Yulian, who requests to fight the bearer of the royal mark Shunar in order to win the first rank card. At that moment, Shunar arrives in chains, dragged in by his father, who throws him to the ground in front of everyone. Yulian announces that she wants a duel, but Sun's assistant refuses, saying, no duels for the first rank card will be held right now, because we are in a state of emergency. The reason is that the 10-year peace treaty with the Khan tribe has come to an end. When Yulian enters hers, she calls upon her master's spirit and tells him that she failed to obtain the first rank card, but her master replies that it doesn't matter, what's important is that she has successfully entered the academy. Encouraged, Yulian begins searching for the hidden magical gate that will lead her to the legendary dragon. That night, Yulian sets out to find the location of the secret gate. using her magic stone to guide her. At the same time, Shaiwar and his friends learn that Testasin is going to visit the king. Shaiwar decides to sneak into Testasin's room before he arrives. When Yulian reaches the area, she discovers that Testasin has set up a magical barrier that can only be bypassed by someone with a first-rank card. Then, hearing footsteps approaching, she quickly hides inside a closet. From there, she sees Shianar enter the room and secretly pour something into Testasin's drink, but then Testasin arrives, forcing Shianar to hide inside the wardrobe where he unexpectedly meets Yulian. Both of them watch as Testasin prepares to drink the potion, but when he smells a strange scent of herbs, he realizes